in the textile.
Well, generally I'm doing okay, but the situation in Ukraine, is like a little bit complicated, but fortunately, Ukrainian military forces are strong enough to deal with that. And actually, my cousin is in military services now. He became military forces of Ukraine member. So now he is a soldier, and I'm helping him. I am helping to get him some extra equipment that he might probably need in the process of defending Ukraine. So this is actually why I didn't start meetup earlier today, because I was busy with some things. He asked me to do some business for him, so I was busy with that. I was busy by searching for some special equipment for him. Yeah, but fortunately I did manage to find everything, so everything is good, everything is okay. How are you doing?
We are fine, but we'll continue to pray with you guys. The Lord is
What
with
do
you
you
guys.
again? Repeat,
Victory
please.
is
Congratulations, Prashant, well done. બધા જ ફિલ્ડમાં આવી જ પ્રગતિ કરે. Keep it up.
Hi, Yogesh. Please, can you please repeat what you said, because I didn't catch it.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Can you listen me? Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Can you listen me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can.
You guys. Hello.
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 Hello. I'm Mr. Oleg.
Yeah, hello. I can hear you. I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it was not clear from your side, so I was a bit confused.
Okay, I can hear you. Just give us please a moment, because I still ask Mr. Lamin, how is he doing? Lamin, how are you doing?
I'm fine. We are okay. We are fine. We thank God. I was just saying that we'll continue to pray with you guys. We hope and pray that God is with you and God will protect you guys. And victory is obviously.
Thank you. Thank you
Did
very
you get
much.
me? Okay.
I got you partially telling the truth, but I understood that you were supporting Ukraine. I understood that you wish to Ukraine to keep defending the independence and of Ukraine.
Definitely.
We are with you, Mr. Oleg.
Thank you very much. Those words are extremely important for me, because after every hour meetup, I have meetings with my friends and the colleagues and the business partners, and I share all the time those words that I receive from you, that I'm talking to people from different countries, and everyone is saying like, we support Ukraine, we like you, we respect you, and we pray for you, and we hope that that Ukraine will, at the end of the day, win that horrible war and will establish peace and democracy and freedom in the region. So the people are extremely thankful for those words. It's very supportive. It's really very supportive, especially for people in the southern Ukraine, where I'm coming from. The half of my native village is already bombed and destroyed by Russians. So people have very complicated situation, and those words, you know, they give a hope to their hearts. So the people around the world are supporting us. Important.
You're from which part of the country?
Southern part and south of Ukraine. The region is called Kherson Oblast.
That is
Oh.
coastal area. Is it coastal area?
Again, please.
Is it near sea?
Yeah, it's
Is it
near
coastal area, no?
Black Sea and Azov Sea. Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And the whole district, the whole region is occupied. Only my village isn't occupied because my village is at the northern point, the most northern point of the region. But the next village to my village, which is the one which is next to my village, is occupied already. So they bomb us from that village. So, but anyway, I'm sure about one thing: Ukraine will win, and there is no other way. And everyone needs the victory of Ukraine because we produce way too much of food. We produce a lot of grains. We produce a lot of sunflower oil. And there are many countries like Persian Gulf countries, like many countries in Africa that who are buying our corns, our grains. So the whole world is really in a huge need of Ukrainian victory. And I think this is why, despite the fact of Russian corruption in Europe, because Russians, they spent billions of American dollars to corrupt European politicians. Despite the fact of that corruption, we will win anyway. There is no other way out. I'm sure about that. And actually, all Ukrainians are sure about that. And as far as we can see at this business meetup, we have people from Asia, we have people from Africa, we have me who is from Ukraine, so from Eastern Europe, and everyone is sure Ukraine will win. So this is one of the proofs that we definitely will win. I hope one day we will have off-top business meetup just with glasses of some cocktails to just, you know, to celebrate Ukrainian victory and to celebrate our lots of new business opportunities that will come from Ukraine after our victory. For sure, we will do that.
All the best for that.
Thank you. I think that everyone who wanted to join our meeting is already here. So I think we will proceed to the topic of the meeting. I will give you a very short presentation on the process of intercorporate dialogue, how it's supposed to be done. Then you ask me questions. Then you will have opportunity. We all will have opportunity to discuss different things as we want. Okay.
Yeah.
Can
Can we do one thing, Mr. Oleg?
Yes, we can. Tell me which.
We will have the data of each of our participants. In which products they are dealing, from which country, what are their products, and how we can mutually interact or mutually do the business with each of us.
Okay, can you please repeat the question because the connection?
Can we do a Excel sheet
Uh-huh.
of all our participants
Mm-hmm.
who are in the doers
I see.
.com?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can interact with the people, our friend from Africa or friend from any other country. Suppose I am from India
I
and
see.
I am dealing
I
in this.
understand.
So
Mhm.
my friend suppose is in need of some jaggery, so he can contact me and we can develop the commercial relation with more understandings.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Because doers business platform isn't done yet. The main function is already done and working very well. But what
Okay.
we can see now, this is not the final product.
Okay.
There will be added a lot of other features. For example, currently, I can show you. No, wait a second. I have to share a screen to show you. Wait. Currently, that's what we are. Just a second. Currently, we are 154 companies. It's not too big amount of companies. You can spend a half of the day to write down all of their contacts, and you can spend another 2 weeks or 1 week contacting them. But one day we will become 1 million of users. There will be the day when we will be 1 million of users. And then the question is how to find the correct people, who is matching my own business needs. We will implement a special system which will help you to match all the potentially interesting businesses for you. So there will be a special hashtag system which will help you to communicate with companies that is interesting only for you. For example, if you are dealing with international trade of food, you are not interested in international trade of metals, for example, fertilizers, pharmaceutical things, and toys, for example, toys production. You're not interested in that. Clothes and many others. You're not interested in cars, in any automotive. You're interested exactly in food, and exactly, for example, in fresh market, and exactly in apples. So you will have opportunity to choose only the companies dealing with that. So if you are a seller of apples, for example, you will have opportunity to watch the list of only buyers of apples. So it will make your life very much simpler. It will be very comfortable for you to do business with doers business. Probably currently is a good decision to make Excel sheet, probably. Because currently we are just 154 companies.
Yeah.
During a couple of next weeks, we will become 200 companies. And by the end of the summer, well, summer is a little bit passive time of the year due to holidays, due to travels, and so on. It will be not as fast as now, but anyway, at the end of the summer, if if there will be only me who will invite people, we probably will become something near 400 users. If users of the platform will invite, well, if right now every user, well, okay, not every user, every second user of the platform will invite just 2 or 3 another users, we are already over 500, you know, we can become already over 500. Who knows? If only me, then probably near 400. If more, if me and users, then probably we can, to the middle of autumn, we can already achieve 1,000 of users. But we will see. We don't know how is, we never know how is the situation will be changed, how it will move. I hope that users of the platform will support me and will invite some companies from their regions, from their countries as well, and then we can grow much faster. I hope for that, but we will see how is this, how situation will go. So, and why I tell that, because Excel sheet is already becoming complicated to be used once we achieve 400 users. Well, that's already not comfortable to use it too much, too complicated. So probably there is sense just I have to ask you all, not only you, Yogesh and dear Yogesh and dear Lamin, but all the users at the platform to switch on a little bit of patience. Patience, and the platform will be growing, first of all, and the second, we will add all of these important features to make your business as simple as possible, because that's my direct, first of all, that's my direct duty to make your business simple, and that's my direct interest, because if your business is simple with Doers Business, then Doers Business is doing why I started all of that to do, because that's, we started the platform, we launched the platform online in the late January 2022, but we started to develop a concept in already June 2020. So this is the way, like, we already did go. So now we just add extra features, and we develop that. I invite people to that because I made a decision that this is very important to do early launch, and to make people aware at least about the main tools that we have. This, you know, contracting opportunity to do pre-check of your potential business partners. I was thinking that's important to show to people at least that. First of all, because we have to teach people the product is very new. The concept, the way of thinking is very different, very new. We all are not that young. We all remember when Facebook was launched. At the very beginning, many people didn't understand why do I need that, because I communicate with people offline. And only then, in about 10 years, the company became a huge media center of the world. Yeah. So yes, so this is the same thing. I was thinking, okay, it is a very smart to launch it earlier, to teach people, to receive a lot of feedbacks, so people can say, I don't like this, I don't like that. Let's try to think, what can we do? How can we improve all of that, and so on. So I was thinking a lot about these things. I understood. Let's do it earlier. And then, you know, online, I have experience. I was working for Ukrainian IT company. We were doing web development, you know, for our customers. And the thing is that online product is never done. It's absolutely never done. It's not a BMW car, which is fancy, nice, produced and gone to the market. That's it. That's done. Just buy, drive. Another year will come a new version, of course, but this one is already done. IT product is absolutely different. It's never done. You just add features all the time. That's endless process. Yeah, absolutely endless. Thank you very much for question. It was a good mark. It's very priceful for me. It's important. I value this kind of things. When the users are telling, we want to have this kind of feature, we want to have that kind of feature, help us to improve this and that. I like when we have dialogue. Dialogue is very good. Dialogue is contributing to the mutual, how would I say, to the mutual development, both spiritual and commercial. Both are.
I have sent your this IP address. I mean to say your web address to my dozen of friends who are working from Gujarat, India. They are also the beginners, and they have started their business since after this corona epidemic.
I see.
So they will be in this cluster very soon.
Very good. Very good. Gujarat is a very interesting state, extremely interesting. There are a lot of businesses there. Many sunflower, not only sunflower, but cooking oil extraction plants.
Yes.
Many companies are buying sunflower oil from Ukraine to exactly Gujarat.
Yes.
So they have refineries there. They do refining and bottling, and well, yeah, I know the Indian market not the perfectly, but I know a little bit because I was working with the sunflower oil, and I know the customers from that state. It's very interesting place to do business with, definitely. Also, Indian regions. Hyderabad is a very interesting, but Hyderabad is a little bit more interesting for engineering stuff, for this kind of things, for more like automotive stuff. Very like engineering place, I would say. So yes, Indian market is definitely a place to look after. To look after and to watch the market carefully, because it's interesting. I mean, it's not smart not to research something about India. Very dynamic growth, very dynamic development, and there are a lot of opportunities. And I think there are many opportunities for young Indian people who have a good higher education, especially who received education in Western part of the world. I mean, Europe and the United States of America and Canada. Why so? Because there are huge cultural difference between civilizations, between countries, and that's really important to be able to explain Western companies how big opportunities they have in India, and not only in India, of course. But I have to mention that the cultural gap is huge. We think differently. Well, we both, for example, if I am starting a relationship or dialogue with Indian people, we both want to earn money. So we both understand that we have to succeed in this. but because of I have a good experience with Indian people. I have many Indian friends from my education in Norway. I know them pretty well, and this is easier for me. But this is not easy for others, because we can say the same words, but we can mean a different things, a little bit different things, and a little bit different in every sentence. And at the end of the day, we talk about different things, absolutely. So yes, definitely, Indian market is very interesting, and people have to be more attentive. Especially, I will say to you, next 5-10 years, there will be huge explosion of development at the market of India.
Sure, sure.
You will see. I know what I'm talking about, definitely. And there will be a little bit later, but there will be a huge explosion of market and economy development in some African regions, at the places where people do not expect that. We will watch that, definitely, for sure. There will be a huge changes in the world very soon. No, I mean, 10 years isn't long time. It's not long term of time due to the human
It will be within
civilization.
short time.
Yeah, it's a quite short. Well, okay, we move on. Wait a second.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oli and Yogesh. Are you Yogesh?
Yeah.
Yogesh, how are you?
Fine. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Nice. I'm fine, thank you. Nice
You're
to
from?
meet you guys. I'm from Freetown, Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm happy to meet you guys. I'm happy to meet you guys. This is a very good platform created by our good friend there, Oli. Oli, thank you very much once more. Because you know, they used to tell us in our classrooms, or we used to read on the newspaper or on tabloids that the world is a global village. But gradually, we are now seeing it ourselves. I can sit here in Sierra Leone, West Africa, and speak to somebody who is as far as in India, or somebody who is as far as in Ukraine, you know. So the saying that goes, the world is a global village. This is the type of things that actually actualize what we normally see in our everyday words that we say. You know, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm also somebody who has been working for a very long time now. And I have passion to be an entrepreneur. I have my own company registered. So when I saw this on LinkedIn for the first time, I was very happy and excited to be a part of it, because I believe, you know, they said the world now is a global village. All of us are together. So if people are moving in India, you in Sierra Leone, you can't sit down and put your hands between your legs. You have to move together with them. So at least you too contribute in the global economy. You know, if you did not contribute towards the global economy, at the end of the day, you see a lot of people are moving from Africa to go to places like Europe or America. Why? Because our forefathers have not been involving themselves into the global conversation due to maybe traditions, due to maybe their culture. Say, oh, no, we don't want to mix with other people. We should be in our own corner. But those days are gone. Now, our own generation, want everybody to be one, all of us to be one people. You from Ukraine, you from India, even our people there, our friends there who are disturbing the Ukrainians, want everybody to be one. There is no time for
thousands of kilometers away from each part of the world.
Exactly.
Yes, everybody should be one. Everybody, you are my brother, doesn't matter where you came from. You are my brother. You are my brother. As long as we are all human beings. I think even from creation, they say God created man in his own image and likeness. So I think we are all coming from one person. We are all coming from one origin. We are all coming from God. It doesn't matter your religious belief. Everybody believes in his or her own religion. But religious belief says we are all coming from one place. I think that is what is important here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this platform is very, 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 very important. Not only as a business community, but also as a global community that can bring people together, because if we do not come together, we cannot understand each other. For the very first time, I've never been here talking to somebody from Ukraine, talking to somebody from India. For me, I'm excited, and I believe that's the way we should go. So for my brother Oli, I think it's a job well done, and I believe you have to, as you are explaining to Yogesh, that the platform have already been set. You are going to add more things to it to make it more lucrative and interactive. I think that is the right way to go. More people are coming on board. You see, now I see us going to 500. I'm not seeing this platform as a platform that will rule 500. We'll be in millions. Definitely. In the next few years to come, we'll be in millions.
Definitely.
And this is the very platform. This is a very platform where people will be sitting down and be doing businesses. Right now, as I'm telling you, we have our own local business that we do here. But if this platform is working effectively and efficiently, somebody in India or somebody in other parts of the world can see what I produce. They can see my local product and they will be interested in it. And through this platform, we can do businesses where I'm sitting here. So I believe is the right way to go. Thank you again. And also my brother, thank you as well. I have some small challenge. I have some small challenge on the platform. When I was registering, I had wanted to register because there is a place where they will ask you, just bring it up. Let me see. You can display on the screen so that I'll explain exactly what I want to explain. Oli, Oli, display it on the screen. Where all of us have registered. You understand what I'm saying?
I think so. But did you have a call with Vasil? Did you have a call with him? Can you hear me?
I did not get you right.
Do you hear me?
I did not get you right.
Do you hear me?
No. I did not get you right. I heard what you said, but I did not understand.
I connected you with my business partner, Vasil. He is IT developer. He is programmer.
Oh, yes.
Did you have a call with him? Did you manage to have a call with him?
Yes, I have chatted with him. Yesterday. We were supposed to even make some calls in the evening, but that one did not write. Because right now I have lost my password. I cannot log in again. And I also want to edit. My business, the nature of my business, yes. I have tried severally, but I'm still challenged. I
see. Okay. I will call Vasil tonight as well. Again, I will remind him about you and about your case. I'm sorry, I was a bit away from the business world because of my cousin became a soldier. So I was busy with collecting some equipment, military equipment for him. Because we have a huge lack of equipment in Ukraine now, it's extremely hard to find anything. So I had to use all my business contacts all over Ukraine to receive different stuff. So I was busy with this kind of things. And now, especially tomorrow, I will, because today is already 9:30 here, especially tomorrow, I will call Vasil and we will fix your problem. Tomorrow your problem will be fixed. Even tonight I will call him to refresh his mind and to check what the hell is going on with that case. Pardon, because I remember we were talking with you for a couple of days ago, at least for almost 1 week ago actually, and there will be fixed. Don't worry, everything will be okay. I promise to you. Yeah, just trust me, no problem. That's my interest to make it work as great as possible for every single one of user. I'm personally working very hard to invite you all guys to the platform. That's not my interest, like, to invite and then to waste the user. No. I see the behind every account isn't user for me. I see behind every account the story of communication with a particular person, I see humans behind accounts. So for me, it's a very human approach to the business. So no worries, everything will be okay, for sure. Well, now I think I will do presentation because if I'm not starting now, we are not going to finish before 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, this is the midnight at India, Gujarat.
Now, wow. Now
Yeah.
it's 21:40 in Ukraine.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the procedure, is like it's all the time. The last time at the last business meetup for 1 week ago, I used to say that there is the question which is older than the question, what was the first, the chicken or the egg? So the question is, who's supposed to start sending letter of intent, for example? Because it's all the time a huge conflict usually between two managers, the manager from the buying side, the manager from the selling side. No, you send us document. No, you send us document. No, you supposed to send us, give us price, give us letter of intent, give us price. No, we don't know. Proof of the quantity, proof of the products. And that's never, it's not possible to end it fast, because that's a senseless war between two people who just don't really understand what they're supposed to do and how the thing's supposed to be done. So usually we have, this presentation that I made to you, I made if we imagine that the buying side is contacting the selling side, because sometimes selling side is contacting buying side. So, and then there is a very important thing. The first who is contacting, they are responsible not just to call and blah, 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 but they have to prepare already a document. So if the selling side is contacting a buying side, so they have, at the end of the talk, they have to say at least, this is our catalog, look at that, that's what we offer. Choose the product you need and send us letter of intent, at least like that. Now we have the situation that the buying side is a contacting selling side. So it's not just like a buying side has called, oh, we are looking for some product and guys, just give us an offer for that product. No, it does not work like that. The buying side has just to call to check if the company working, to know who is responsible for that department, for that particular product, to establish relationships with that person, and to send letter of intent. What the hell is the letter of intent? We discussed the last time. The last time, I think I spent approximately 40 minutes explaining every single detail of letter of intent and why it is so important to do that. And that's really important document. And it's supposed to be done in a most correct way. You have opportunity to find my YouTube channel behind after my name, search after my name. So the last video that I uploaded, it was a video from the last business meetup. You can find there information about letter of intent. It's strongly advised to watch that video because I explained very important things about letter of intent. So once the buying side have issued and sent the letter of intent to the selling side, the selling side is responding to the letter of intent with soft corporate offer. Those two documents are very interesting. It's an initiation of any dialogue. Because the real dialogue is happening in documents. That's not what I said when I called. This is not email messages. The real dialogue means exchange of documents. That's very important to understand. And those two first documents, they are not binding documents. So they are like declaration. You declare what you want to buy, and and the selling side is declaring that they are able to sell that in that amount. But actually, those documents, they are not binding. They cannot be used in a, for example, in a court of justice. It's not possible to use them in a court of justice because they mean nothing. They don't have any kind of responsibility behind them. So you just issue and that's like nothing. The next document is very important. ICPO is a irrevocable commercial purchase order. This one is already binding documents. When the buyer and within the buyer's bank, when they issue this document called ICPO, that's the first binding documents. It's real. If a buyer is issuing this document and he is mentioning a particular price that they are going to buy the product for, and they are mentioning the deadlines of the project, from that moment, it means that the buyer must pay mentioned price in ICPO. It's very important to understand. ICPO is a legally binding document. It's already like the people who is issuing ICPO, they are taking a responsibility on themselves. So it means that the first step, buyer is issuing LOI, seller is issuing checking LOI, issuing SCO, then they have another call between. After the second step, they have another call. They discuss, okay, that's what you wanted to buy. That's what we can offer you. And then they say, okay, it looks okay. Yes, we are ready to do this business. And then buyer is issuing ICPO. The seller is responding with FCO, full corporate offer. And from that moment, you know, two sides, they took responsibility on themselves to cooperate. But that's not yet done. The seller, usually the seller, is offering the draft of the contract, and the draft of the contract has to be agreed by two sides. No, it's correct. It has to be agreed by the two sides. Well, I have to say that there are thousands of different ways to cooperate for international companies. I am offering a very classical and a very conservative way to have to eliminate all the challenges and troubles that can be received during the process of negotiations of two companies. So the buyer received FCO, they signed the FCO, and they sent back the draft of the contract. Either they say that the draft of the contract is okay, or probably they want to fix some things within the contract. Probably they are not they are not happy with some terms, conditions of cooperations. So they advise or offer their version of the contract. At the end of the day, they should have another call to agree all the details within the contract. Well, contracts are usually standard, but it happens some small details which is very important for this or another company. I had a lot of issues like issued not even by the companies, but more like by legal system of the local governments, or can be issued by the banking system. The banks are extremely important. It's really important to understand business partners has to be very open to each other. There is no sense to hide any information. Everything has to be shared. All the banks details supposed to be open to each other, because the sellers bank may probably have some challenges in working with some banks of the buyers. So that's really important to share this information. So another step is that, okay, that we have. At the step 5, the companies is already working with the banks actively, and even the draft of letter of credit is can be sent to the selling side. So there is, from that moment, with not only businessmen are negotiating, banks starts to negotiate between themselves. Of course, there are situations when people are paying money just like, they don't use letter of credits. They just pay after loading of the cargo to the vessel, for example. It's loaded, it's okay, so just issue us invoice, we pay the invoice directly, done. That's it. The cargo is yours. But let's speak frankly, how many situation is like that we generally have in the world? Majority of the companies are using letter of credits because that the issue of finances. You should have extra money all the time, and you have to be able to freeze the amount of money for 1 month or for 90 days. Really, come on, how many companies do we have in a world like that? Not too many, not too many. The modern economy is living in a debt, I would say. Everyone has this, credit story. This is working like that. Otherwise, how to develop the business? Because if we don't have any loan system, any banking system, any letter of credit business, it looks like you suppose already to have money to be able to earn some money. It's not possible because you don't have money. So that's, I am not among people who thinks that all of these banks, you know, they bought us all and so on. No, I think that the banking system is good. It's not perfect, but good. Not perfect, nothing is perfect, but good to have banking system. Without banking system, everything sucks, absolutely, nothing works. Yep. Once the seller is having all the details, they check all the potential risks that they can have, and they confirm the financial tools that both sides are going to use. I will tell you one story. I had a project on a bottled, refined, and winterized sunflower oil. And the buyer said, well, let the producer produce sunflower oil, bottle it, deliver it to the port, load the cargo to the vessel, and only after SGS, we are ready to pay invoice. And that was not possible, absolutely not possible. I will explain you why. Not only because the producer must spend their money to produce the product, not only because of that, but because when you usually bottle sunflower oil due to needs of the buyer, you put you have a bottle, yes, and you put a label of the buyer. So you take a label of their trademark and you put it on a bottle. And the challenge and the risk for the producer was the following: what if I produce 100 of containers of sunflower oil, and what if the buyer is not buying that? What the hell I supposed to do with the millions of plastic bottles labeled for some company? What should I do with that? That was a challenge. So sometimes standard procedures are not just working, not because of the producer is some weird or crazy person or greedy person who don't want to, I don't know, who want to work only for the price of the buyer. No, not because of that, but because of the situation is like that. And that's important to understand that. It's only one example. There are thousands of such examples. So both sides are confirming and verifying the contract. Yogesh, are you okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was thinking that something is happening. So okay, if everything everything is okay, then everything is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Go ahead.
And the buyer provides like proof of funds or bank credit letter or any actually other documents that can prove that the buyer have available and free funds that can be used to buy a product. And you can see that at this stage, not only companies are communicating, but banks are starting to communicating between themselves. So those are communication about BCL and about POF. It's only bank to bank. It's not possible to ask bank about a letter, just gives the letter to me, so I will save this letter at my home, and then anytime I can send this letter to any company. It's not working like that, because the bank officer is taking a responsibility when they issue any document. And probably you can scan copy that document and send to 10 companies. what you can't do, because you have probably available funds for cooperation with only one company, but you will send the offer and I don't know, letter of intent or business opportunity offer for 10 companies. So it's not working like that. Well, many people are trying to do it like that, but it never works. Let the other unprofessional people do that. If they want to do that, let them, allow them to do that. But that's mistake. This is the way they learn. Some people are learning only by doing. So let them do their mistakes. The most important that the doers business platform users are not doing it in a stupid way. You have guys to do it only all the time in a correct way. So if there are things that banks supposed to exchange between them, let the banks do their job. They charge you for money. They have to work. They don't have to sit on their asses. They have to work for that money. And if someone at the same time, if someone is sending to you some document that proves that they have funds, all the time you have to start thinking your head, why in hell do you send it to me? Because it's not you who do that. It's your bank is sending that document to my bank. This is the way it works. Yes. SGS inspection is another very important thing and the stage of the closing the deal. Now, SGS inspection and any surveying surveyor company inspection is important not for seller but to the buyer, because if the buyer is sitting in India and buying sunflower oil from Ukraine, and how to know then that the proper quality in a proper quantity is delivered to the seaport. It's not possible to know that even if you're coming to Ukraine, even if you're going to the city of Odessa, even if you're watching by your own eyes, how can you check the quality? You cannot just taste it like taste properly, so it's okay. It does not work like that, because there are many specification for sunflower oil is a huge. It's a 2 pages of tables with chemistry formulas. It's it's a complicated document. It's a fully independent annex to the contract. So you have the contract, and you have the first annex to the contract is usually specification of the product. So
details of specification is required.
Yeah. It's important and complicated document. Well, I know you guys know that for sure. I'm not surprised that you know that, but many of our users, not many, but I know at least 3 or 4, they are just beginning international trade business, so probably can be useful for them. Okay, we're done with that. Well, then once we are done with all these inspections and all of these details, which of course supposed to be mentioned in a contract, buyer's bank sends previously agreed financial instruments details to the seller's banks. The part of communication is not usually regarding us, but that's important to, I think it's important to mention. So the people understands the importance of disclosing the maximum of information at the first stages of communications, because I had experienced it many times. You're contacting a company for the first time. You're trying to sell, for example, grains or sunflower oil, and you're starting to ask questions about banks, about not only about bank, but about correspondent bank, about this kind of things, and people are getting worried. Why do you ask me at the bank? This is just a first call. It's too early. It's way too early to talk about that. No, it's not too early. It's a correct time to start discussing this, because if my bank in Ukraine say we don't work with that bank for some reasons, I don't know for which reasons, just for financial international banking reasons, we don't care about that, we don't work with them because we think that the bank isn't reliable, because the bank has experienced that they, stop the deal in the middle of process when money are already at the technical account of, in the middle of interbank communication, and then it makes complicated to work with that company, with that banks, or for any other reasons. I'm not a financial expert, but I know that for not all banks are working between them. So and that's important to know it at the very early stage, because if it's not possible, then the buyer have to find out how to deal with that through another bank. That's important. Yep. And then again, if we are talking about letter of credits between two banks can cost one price. While you change one of the banks, the letter of credit cost can grow unexpectedly high, like unexpectedly high. And then if you don't know the bank, then you don't really know which price to issue, because of cost of the letter of credit process. That's important to know that. Of course, if it would be a banker instead of me, a banker will explain it more professionally because they know more details than me. But I'm talking not in the shoes of the banker. I'm talking from the shoes of the entrepreneur.
Yeah, bank is also helping in these cases to have some clause or some specifications or some issues to be raised from the seller or buyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, definitely. That's not a stupid thing to go to meet a banking advisor and to spend another 2 hours talking with him, because then they can give a very professional and highly important advices on how to do the things. It's really,
they protect our interest also.
Yeah. Well, that's the most important thing that many don't understand, really don't understand. The bank is a protector, really, they defend us. They defend us from the mistakes. Otherwise, we will make too much mistakes, too many, and we can lose too much money. That's important to understand. This is why when I call for the first time with some company, I'm starting, to dig very deep to catch as much information as I can, because otherwise it's complicated. Yeah. So from already that moment, the banks, they are contacting each other and they agree on a lot of things until the moment when everything is agreed already, the stage 13 is saying that I included issue if it regards performance bond, for example, because sometimes the buyers, they want to work only with performance bond. But I am not a huge fan of a performance bond, actually, because, well, it makes it a little, I understand why buyers want performance bond, because they want guarantees that they will receive their products in a correct time. But actually they received earlier a full corporate offer. Full corporate offer is putting a lot of responsibility on a seller to perform commercial result within the correct framework. So actually, there is no that huge need in a performance bond. And at the same time, you, dear Yogesh, mentioned that the bank is protecting us. So the banks are taking huge responsibility on themselves to protect both parties from failing. This is why we have actually this, letter of credit system. This is the way it works. But sometimes buyers, they say, oh, we want a performance bond, and this is our, just like extra guarantee for us. Well, if the seller, producer, or whomever, any mediator, if they are professional, they do it. And by the way, sometimes there is sense in a performance bond, because sometimes buyers, they don't want to work with any mediators. They want to work directly with the producer, and the demand to have performance bond is a good gatekeeper to keep away all the mediators, agents, brokers, and so on. Well, they can participate in a contract project, of course, but not as a middle company. Well, then it's easy. The cargo should be delivered to the seaport, loaded. SGS is doing inspection, and that's it. The shipping process is happening, and the most important is the last phase, the one where everyone is happy, because this is the reason of the business. Far not only money or receiving of the services or products. The most important thing about the business is about being happy. That is the most important thing. We should never forget about being happy. That's it. That was a classical scheme on intercorporate dialogue in case when the buyer is initiating the dialogue between the companies. I did give some overview and some idea on how things supposed to happen if the seller is starting that process. So this is usually working like that. So what is the time in India right now? How fast?
Midnight, 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Yeah, I see. So dear Yogesh.
1 o'clock.
Dear Yogesh, I am very thankful to you for your participation, for your comments. That was really important for me. I think we had a very good time.
Yeah.
And I think we will keep having good times in the future.
Sure.
But currently we say good night to each other, and we will meet next week. Yeah.
Definitely. See you. All the best.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.